This week, I'm dressed in some holiday garb. If you'll notice, it's just like a black dress with some lace on it. It's not a big deal. But the reason I'm doing it is because the recipe I'm making today would, if it tastes good, be a great addition to any holiday table. And since it's October, I figured it would be appropriate. And the ingredients you voted for: sweet potatoes and gorgonzola cheese. A sweet potato is a crop plant, a large, starchy, sweet root, really, often confused with yams. Gorgonzola is a veined Italian blue cheese. There's mountain gorgonzola and there's gorgonzola dolce. Gorgonzola dolce is the sweet version of the cheese, and it's a softer texture and it's just a little bit richer, I guess. And mountain gorgonzola is a little bit tangier. Today I decided to use gorgonzola dolce. So what am I gonna make? Well, a classic holiday dish, a potato gratin, often referred to as potatoes au gratin. Gratin. Potatoes, for example, layered in a pan with a cream sauce on top. Usually cheese is incorporated, and you put it in the oven and it browns and it gets all like crispy, caramelized. Well, it comes from the French word gratter, which means to scrape. So let's just get started because I could talk forever if we didn't. The very first thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And lightly grease the pan you'll be using. And I've got this awesome olive oil spray. Grease it like this. Just lightly. Make sure it gets all over and set it to the side. Get a large pot. Put quite a bit of water in it and bring it to a boil. I used about 3 sweet potatoes. I peeled them and then I actually had to take them to work because I don't have a mandolin, which is one of those really intense slicers that you could cut your finger off of, and shout out to people who've done that. You want the slices to be incredibly thin, like a potato chip almost. Take a saute pan to about medium-low. Add some olive oil. I've chopped up a couple of shallots, about a tablespoon of fresh thyme leaves. And we're just going to saute these in the oil for about 10 minutes until they're really soft, and then we're going to toss them with the potatoes. There we go. So the water is boiling. I'll add all of the sweet potatoes. Wait until it gets back up to a boil, and then cook them for about a minute or so, and then we'll drain them. And that's really what parboiling is. They'll be done parboiling when they're like kind of tender. Dump them in a bowl to just hang out, really. Okay, we got this. We'll just set these to the side. Now that that's done, we're just going to make a cream sauce. I'm going to warm this cream with some gorgonzola dolce. And we're just going to slowly heat it with about this much of the gorgonzola dolce. I think the best way to do this will be to use a whisk. I also thought it would be interesting for the season to add a little bit of nutmeg. We're just going to let it come to a simmer, and hopefully it'll reduce a little bit and become a thicker cream. We are going to use another type of cheese. I decided to get some Parmesan cheese. I'm going to grate about 3/4 of a cup of it. So remove that from the heat, and now it's just time for assembly. This is going to be really, really simple. I'm going to take about 1/3 of these and layer them on the bottom. Once you get a full layer, you can just mix in a little bowl some salt and pepper and just sprinkle some on the top of it. Some of this Parmesan cheese, and evenly sprinkle it, and then we'll do another layer. The gorgonzola is so pungent, I love it. We're gonna pour it right on top. Oh my gosh. Oops. And it's ready to go in your 350-degree oven. And what you should do is cover it with foil. I don't have any aluminum foil. Like this, perhaps. Look at that. Putting it in the oven. See you then. Maybe we should just stick it on the broiler for a few minutes. Heat will come from the top only, and so it'll just brown it in like 2 minutes probably. It smells really good. I'm gonna let it cool before I eat it. You can see like the layers in it. The cream sort of fell over to the side. First of all, the sweet potatoes work wonderfully in this dish because they have this heartiness to them, this very unique flavor. And the gorgonzola, I didn't use very much of it, so it's very faint. But when you get it, it blends wonderfully. Those shallots, I feel like I could have used more time. And I feel like it could have used more time under the broiler, if you know what I mean. It's delicious all the same. There's a chance I won't be posting a video next week because I'm moving to a new apartment. So I will see you a little bit later. That's all I have to say about that.